So we're looking at an old chart of mine, and this is a very helpful chart because I had to chart these things out to learn it for myself, and now I'm in a position where I kind of have enough background that I can teach it. But as it turned out, when I went to teach it, I still had to explain to people what I learned on the way. And so it still pointed me right back to things like this that I had learned. This turned out to be the best way to teach, to show pentatonic scales. So you'll see in my charts, you'll see the an outtake from the older charts, that kind of has its own coloring and everything to show certain things. So these are the caged boxes. Usually they start on C, so there's your E note. It goes C, A, G, E, D. Okay, but in my guitar, of course, I had to start on E. So my E shape was down here. So you see this C right here. That would be like my open string, C. Alright, that would be this string down here. That little knocking sound. And I could get the E note. Okay, but really the C chord, if you will, was made here, G, C, E. That's my E note. So this was it. This stuff right here, alright, the E was here, okay, and that E represents, mine is down tuned. From an E, it's down tuned to a C there. So this was a little extra. We don't want to get too complicated discussing notes, especially on my guitar, which is down tuned. So anyway, you use these boxes to build the pentatonic scales. To make the real diatonic scales, all I had to do was add the 4th and the 7th. So it would be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root. It would be 2, 3, and 4 out here. 5, 6, 7 would be this note under the 3. But first I had to learn this, and this is how, so you use the same 2 patterns to build the pentatonic scales. That's what the beauty of this old chart was. And I put them all together here, trying to make sense of it. And wow, I can play this now. I was always looking for something that I could play. 3 years later, and I've been doing a lot this year and last, as I got more free time, and then I decided to start teaching it, sharing it with people. So we've got what looks similar to these unwarped patterns here. They still have that quality where they're P4 tuning, and when we get to the real guitar, then they're going to be warped over, as I say. So you'll see then in the real guitar, and believe it or not, this is the real guitar fretboard with the full cage, C, A, G, E, D, back to C. That pretty much covers everything. You can see here the 3 and the 3 here, you got nothing here because that's no play. But up here I've got the C again, so we can see what's happening back there. That's the missing fret anyway. So it's between that fret, it's between the C octave box, and between the C and the E box. And this could be in any key. So fear not, hey, what if I wanted to do this structure here you know, this process, this structure. But if I wanted to do that in another key, well, the whole thing would shift up or down. So this particular fret designation will go up or down any of 12 different not 12 different directions, but 12 different keys. So it could be any key. And a quick word about the missing fret. I call it the missing fret. Between C and E is that there, if you're going to the left, the fourth of C would be F, or as no matter where you're going, the fourth of C is F. But because of the missing fret, we consider it a diminished fourth. It's one of those fret things where it appears to be the opposite of what it is. And then going from E to the fifth of E is B, but we're going to take it to C, an augmented fifth. You know, and again, it's probably due to the missing fret, which is due to the tuning third between the fourth string and the fifth string from the bottom. So 4 to 6 is F to A is a third there. Easiest way to look for that third is you look for a root, 2, 3. Right there is a third. Of course, the string tuning is the same all along the strings. Then you go back to a fourth from the string 5 from the bottom to string 6 on the top. That's not the string number. And the easiest way to look at that would be from 5 to root, or from root to 4. There's a perfect fourth right there, but they're all the same interval. Okay, so this is just the 3Ds I do of the charts. It gives them a little bit more appeal. And this one, we have the Ionian, okay, and then the Dorian. I have to fix that. It says Locrian, but that's Dorian. Looks like I was putting Locrian on everything. Yep. That's something I have to fix. Alright, so we have the Dorian here. Now, this is a new thing that I'm going to do this in Paint to show you quickly how we have the P4 tuning, and this is going to be the Ionian arpeggio. And with arpeggios, when you start on root, you go root 3 5, root 3 5, root 3 5. You know, start down here. Like that. I'm using Paint to do this. In guitar, we want to look for 6 strings in this pattern. This is just perfect fourths in between each string. This is a string, this is a string, this is a string, this is a string, this is a string. These are the string shapes that I've assigned. We'll get to that. Don't worry about them right now. So you take 6 strings here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. First thing we're going to do is alright, is figure out what's on the bottom string here. So we have a G shape. I said we weren't going to use these, but I have to use them. So a G shape goes 6, 7, root. So we're going from 6 here, up 6 strings. You just know it's going to be 6 strings, up to the next G shape. We don't have to worry about anything else. At that point, oh, that's not a guitar yet.